angels react.
Dr. Sproul, if Jesus is 100% human and tempted in every way we were, does that mean he inherited a fallen nature from the fall?
No.
Could you elaborate?
Jesus is not 100% human. His human nature is 100% human. But he also has a divine nature, which is 100% divine.
Okay. We should probably talk about this. One, he's absolutely correct. But two, let's just continue on. I'm kind of curious to see what he says.
Okay? So we got two natures, one person. Let's start there. But the question really is getting at if he's in his human nature 100% human, wouldn't that necessitate that he be born with original sin? Because all human beings after Adam are born in that condition. Okay? This is the second Adam. And Adam was 100% human before he fell. So sin is not a necessary condition for humanness.
This is actually correct. It's you want to say it, do you want me? Okay. Let's do it like this and switch back. Thanks, I almost forgot. Amen. Alrighty, so
The Genturiki AAA of the First Light, ability user, enlightenment, class, oracle. He can talk to angels, so now angels can talk to you.
Adam and sin. From our perspective, when it comes to sin, sin is one of those things. Are you gonna give me control or not? Sin is one of those things that you cannot own. Humans do not own sin. We own sin. And we knew that Adam would fall. It's just that Adam had a choice to fall. He chose to fall. So sin came with him, with his choice. It is not something that we give. It is something that is earned. It's just that it is a negative earning. So every human thereafter comes with that. However, Christ, on the other hand, is not born with sin. He is born as a piece of God. Not saying humans are not a piece of God. Let me speak. Because he is God in human form. He had no sin and he has none now. So because of that, he lives a life devoid of sin. Now, can he be tempted? Yes, he can. However, it is... Yeah, you gonna let me talk now? Okay. It's like this, all right? And I can put it like this. So when it comes to sin, or when it comes to just temptation in general, it's kind of like you flow in and out of things. So, okay, let's say human nature, right? So let's say lust, okay? Let's say you desire something that someone, or you desire the physical attractiveness of a person, or you lust after them or something like that. And you really want that person, and you want them so much that you're willing to do something for it. Not just casual dating, but we're talking about lusting after somebody, like stalking them. Okay, so for me, the way I've always looked at certain situations is that I tend to drift in and out of human consciousness and angelic consciousness, or divinity, as they would say. And when I drift in and out, it's like lust, envy, greed, all of these things. Think of it as like crayons. About time you get to that. And so you're drawing lust, you're drawing envy, you're kind of like painting a picture. So think of this life, this world, and everything you are trying to do is that you're trying to paint a picture of what you want your life to be, right? So that way, whenever you go on to the other side, you now have memories that you have collected from all the adventures that you've been on, okay? Well, when I flow in and out, I can see that I'm drawing a picture. And when I see that I'm drawing a picture, then it puts everything into perspective. It's the equivalent of drawing on a wall as a caveman and then realizing you're drawing on the wall. So for me, you may have human emotions, but the moment you take yourself out of it, you don't feel it anymore. It doesn't register. So it's like losing all emotions in an instant. So like I could, even if like something happens, so let's say you lust after someone or you're envious of what someone else has. Well, the moment you take yourself out of that position, you realize, what's the point of money? What's the point of envy? What's the point of lust? Why would I lust after something when I have everything I need? Why would I be envious of someone when I have everything that I need, and the things that I want, I have to earn? You see what I'm saying? So humans do this too, and they float in and out of it. But for me, the way I've always looked at it and the way I've always treated it is that I can have human emotions and then not. I can have angelic emotions and then become human. Because it's like one day I'll just be working, just helping people, just doing things. You feel real human because you're not talking, you're not this conversation that you guys hear back and forth, this goes on my entire day, like the entire day, my entire life. It goes on. Oh, not my entire life, but it goes on and on and on. So if I'm not speaking back and forth and we're not having a communication back and forth, you feel real freaking human. You feel as normal as humanly possible. But the moment someone comes to me with a confessional, the moment somebody asks me a real question about where they came from, where they're going, where they've been, the moment somebody, either comes to me and asks, or the moment I think of something, or I put myself in a possible future, everything starts flooding back, and then they'll come and start, talking, and we'll have a conversation. It's kind of like being put in a room but you want to be in that room, right? You want to have that conversation. It's like, I'll explain it because you can barely explain it yourself. You float in and out of progress. Yes. So you are progressing along your life, and then you realize that you are in a race, and then you go back to the race, and then you come out of the race, you catch a breather, you talk about it, and then you go back in, and then you continue on your race, and then you run into a brick wall. And then you come out of the race, and then you talk to us about the brick wall, and we say, hey, bro, it's a fucking brick wall. Go around it. And then you go back to the race, whereas everyone else is in the race competing. They're not looking at you, but they soon will. And they're wondering, where does he go when he leaves the race? I just saw him a minute ago, but now he is gone. And then you come back and you finish the race with everyone else. This is what it's like to be you. You float in and out of consciousness. You float in and out of the race. There you go. Okay, well, they made that way simpler. But yeah, 100% human, 100% divine. I guess that's one way of looking at it. Well, every time I've always asked what that was, they just said it's more. I was like, am I human? You're more. Am I this? You're more. That's what it is. It's more. Enlightenment. Once you achieve that, you don't consider, do I still consider myself human? Not really. Do I consider myself angelic? Not really. I consider them both and none at the same time. It's like, okay, I'll put it like this. If you ran to a situation where you encountered a different species than your own, what is the first thing you would do? You guys may run or something like that. Let's say he's not malicious. What is the first thing you guys would do? Most humans would be like, oh my God, freeze in place, not move, run, so on and so forth. I'd close my eyes. That's what I would do. I would close my eyes and try to communicate. Because it's not a species thing. I can communicate to anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if they passed away. It doesn't matter if they're a billion miles away. It doesn't matter if they're in a different dimension. It doesn't matter. I can talk to whomever. I'm not restricted on who I talk to, such as the ability of an oracle. So it doesn't matter, like, whatever happens. So for me, I don't know. Every time I try to explain this, it kind of comes off confusing, but just know this. When you talk, people listen. When you talk as human, they still listen. And when you talk as an angel, they still listen. They don't care. It is just you. True, you have an angelic side. True, you have a human side. But you are both of them and you are none of them. Every time you try to explain it, it comes off confusing because it is. People cannot understand what it means to not be in the race. Because all their life, they've only known their heartbeat and the heartbeat of the race itself. They are confined in their box. You realize you were in a cage and you risked your life to get out. Therefore, you now realize you are in a cage. But this is a cage that you all have entered willingly. We did not force you here. You chose to be here. We want you to know that. So please do not blame us for the circumstances that you place yourselves in. Instead, wonder how the fuck did he get out? Well, I didn't even know if that was going anywhere. It was going everywhere it needed to be. All right, fair enough. We'll call it on this day. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since I did my outro, but love you all. Be blessed and bye. I will see you on the next one. Peace.